So once you're finished with your site and web pages, you need to put this on the internet. So either you're going to create a server, so you're going to transform your computer to a server. That means that each time somebody wants to visit your website, they are actually going to connect their computers to yours to ask for files, or you can use a web host. So you can just write Google free web hosting, and you've got many sites comparing. So for example, I can go to whichever I want and free PHP hosting, and then you've got a list of hosts, and you gotta choose one of them. For me, I've got some criteria. First of all, for the time being, I'm always using free web hosts. So price is important. If it's for free, it depends on whether it's good or not, but it depends on what you want to do. So for example, price is important, then the traffic limit. So for example, some servers will tell you if the server is for free, they're gonna say you cannot have more than, for example, 1 GB, or not even that, 500 megabytes of transfer. So for example, if you've got a file that is 1 KB, you can only have let's say 1 MB, and so you can have 500 people as visitors. So 1 times 500, 500 megabytes. So the 501st visitor that is going to visit your website, the server is going to deny access. So there's that. So that's why you have to use light files. So if you want to transfer files like really heavy, you gotta use virtual hard drives. You can find like eSNIPs or whatever, and then file size limit. So the server will ask you to not use heavy files on your website. So it could be 500 kilobytes, for example, which is the case with my server, the one I'm using. And then the scripting language is supported, so some will use PHP and the basics. So let's go find here. So you've got, for example, web hosts, and then you've got the space, so that's important. And you see the difference between the one I'm using, 250, and then you've got all the others which are far higher. But I don't have heavy files, so I don't need anything more. Then you've got forced ads, so if you want to avoid ads, that's an important criterion. And then ads allowed, that's a good thing. And then the way you upload your documents, because if you use something like this, well, we used to, for example, the time a few years ago, I was using GeoCities from Yahoo for my website, and if you wanted to upload 20 documents, you had to do something like choose file, then choose file, that 20 times, and if you want to upload and update your website very often, that's not the way to do it. You have to use the FTP, and we're going to see about that later. And so let's go here. So FTP is important. You can see that all hosts support FTP transfers. And then the scripting languages, so you've got CGI, PHP, and Perl. I'm going to start using Python, for example, so the web server I'm using is not going to cut it. So I have to use, for example, another one like HelioHost. And yeah, for me those are the most important criteria. And then yeah, there's a space, fifth criterion. And so it always depends on your needs. So do not listen to somebody saying, oh, this is a good, this is the best, or I've tried it, it's really good, or whatever. Just see what your criteria are, and for example, you don't have to pay for a server if your website is really basic. So yeah, there you go.